Good morning, everybody. I'm Rita Hickman, shiatsu massage therapist extraordinaire with a sense of humor. So anyways, thank you for joining me today on our live stream. And we're doing acupressure points all week. Acupressure points for various issues and problems. And today's topic is acupressure points for sinus congestion. So a little bit of background real quick. Acupressure is based on Asian medicine, and Asian medicine believes that you have got these lines and these points all throughout your body, which are associated with your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. They're multidimensional. And by working these points, either bringing energy to them, life and blood and lymph and things like that to them, or by draining them of too much energy, too much what we call congestion, will put you into a better balance. Not just physically, it won't just physically make you feel better, but also mentally and emotionally. Hey, Martin, great to see you. So today's topic is for sinus congestion. And when we talk about congestion, of course, it's, sinus type stuff, head type stuff, things along those lines. I've been having a lot of people coming to me with allergy season coming up and they can't breathe and everything's coming to the forefront because it's all blooming and there's pollen everywhere. So, for an essential oil, I'll tend to use eucalyptus, and then I'll blend eucalyptus with something fun like lime or lemon or sometimes grapefruit, or sometimes I'll give a little bit of a floral thing if they're more in a floral mood. So that's what I do on the essential oil end. And then on the acupressure end, I end up doing a lot of stretching on the head, neck, and shoulders because that will move a lot out of your system. So a little bit about the lymph system. The lymph system is not like your heart. Hey, Terry, your heart beats, whether you're laying there or not. Your lymph system does not work unless you move. And so if you want your sinuses to drain, laying on the couch feeling miserable is really not going to help your sinuses drain. As you've all noticed, when you wake up with a cold, but you start to move and you start to get going, then your sinuses start to drain. And that's because that's the only way the lymph system works, is if you move it. And so the best way to get things drained out of your head and neck is through movement. Neck stretches, neck rolls, getting a great head, neck, and shoulder massage with a lot of good stretches in it. And that's what I focus on when I work with people. But specifically, I work on 3 different acupressure points. And we're going to do the 3 acupressure points, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of lymph drainage. Actually 4 acupressure points, and then a little bit of lymph drainage, and then one more little trick that I use. Okay, so if you're looking to drain this sort of area, there are 2 points that you can use. Now, when you hold an acupressure point, you don't want to hold it as if you're cutting off circulation. You want to hold it with a firm but gentle pressure, and you want to hold it for about 2 to 3 minutes. That's the thing with acupressure in people. They hold it for about 30 seconds and they're like, see, it's not working. This doesn't work at all. Hey, Carolyn. When in reality, it does. The other mistake that people make with acupressure is they wait until it's too late. They wait until their sinuses are so blown up that they can't function. And really, acupressure works best if you use it to course correct fast. The first signs that you might be getting congestion. The first, a little bit of, ickiness in your head, maybe a little bit of a headache. That's when acupressure works its best. Otherwise, you're just going to get frustrated and aggravated. So acupressure is really great to course correct or sidestep having a bigger problem, okay? So 2 points that I use, which are down by the nose, they're right here. And I like to hold them at the same time sometimes because it's a lot easier that way. So I'll use 2 fingers, but you can just use 1 if you want. Right at the base, and you hold it. Now, one of the mistakes people make is that they think when they hold something, they hold it at an angle. They go down or around. And the best way to do an acupressure point is if you hold it directly going down into the point. So try it. If you hold this point for a couple minutes straight down, right next to your nose, you will start to feel some relief right in here, which is nice, especially if the congestion has just started. Okay, you can do this on either side. It's a little bit harder if you've got nails because then they poke into you. So I try to just use the pad of my finger. The next spot is right below it. You know, it's the same sort of thing. You can do one, you can do both. It might even feel a little bit tender for you, but if you do these in holds, you'll feel a little bit of warmth, maybe a little bit of tenderness. You can do a couple small circles if you want, but generally speaking, you'll start to feel some of the heat pretty quick, and you may even start to feel, you know, drainage down your throat. The third one, this one's more for headaches, is right up here, right underneath, almost like you were pinching your eyebrows. So if you find that eyebrow bone and you push right down, right underneath your eyebrows. So as if you were, you know, pinching your eyebrows, that bottom one, right on the inside corner, and that one will probably feel a little bit tender too. So you're feeling that tenderness, just enough pressure so you feel a little bit of tenderness, and I can even feel me getting a little bit of a headache, which means that yes, this is that gateway. This is the point that you want. Okay, and so you can rub it just a little bit in circles. That always helps, you know, and you can even feel it right now. Wow, craziness. Acupressure points are surprisingly accurate for things that you never thought. And if you can look for the intuitive point, you know, a lot of people get obsessed with thinking, is this the exact spot that I need to be in? And you don't have to worry about that. You're intuitively going to find it. You'll, you know, poke around and then you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's the spot that's kind of tender and, you know, sort of has a divot in it. And that's the spot that feels good. So acupressure, especially on yourself, is super easy to find because you don't have to obsess about getting things too wrong. You know, you don't have to get crazy about it. So these 2 points, this point right underneath your eyebrows. Here's another one that people don't think about. You know, the way we drain things is by sending the blood, sending the energy, hey Julie, sending it someplace else. So interestingly enough, you know, a lot of congestion in your head, the meridian or the energy line that goes down your body goes down into your hand. And so when you rub the point that's right between, you know, your thumb and forefinger, this little webbing, when you rub that, it tells your body to send blood and lymph down to the area that you're rubbing, which means that it's going to drain it out of your head. Okay, so working these spots right between the webbing of your fingers will help your head drain because your body's going to take the congestion that's up here and it's going to send it down, you know, through your body, balance it out a little bit. Here's the next little trick that I use. If you want to drain these things and you want to get the congestion as far away from your head as possible, I'd like to use a foot bath. So here's how you use a foot bath to drain your sinus congestion, okay? You get the water up to about 106, 110 degrees, whatever works for you. If you need to start a little, you know, cooler and then let your feet adjust to it and then add hot water, that's good too. So you soak your feet then in a foot bath, either in your bathtub or a little tub, about 106 to 110 degrees. You let them soak for a few minutes. You then have next to you cold water. And you take your feet out of the foot bath and you pour cold water over it. And what that does is it tells your body to send all of that blood and all of that fluid back down to your feet. It's going to be kind of crazy. So you heat it up in the foot bath, get it nice and warm for a few minutes, then add the cold water. You know, dump the cold water, ice cold if you can, right on your feet. It's going to be a little bit of a shock, and your body's going to go, oh, crap. And it's going to send all of that blood and all of that lymph to your feet. And then if you want to dry them, use a nice friction rub. Take your towel and use a lot of nice friction on your feet because that will increase the blood flow down there too. The whole key is movement. We want to get the body to react to something different. We want to get it moving. And so a nice hot foot bath, then the cold right after it, and then the friction rub will take all of this blood and lymph that's up here and send it down and balance it out through your body. So that's a really nice one. So the third thing that I use is self-lymph drainage. Now on your collarbone, you feel for your collarbone right here, and right above it, there's kind of a notch. There's some soft tissue here, okay? So in this soft tissue that's, next to this notch on your collarbone, if you want to pump it, you press it not too hard, not with a lot of pressure, not so it's uncomfortable, not so it causes you problems, but not, tapping either. You pump it, let it go. Pump it, let it go. Because this is where the lymph, your lymph system joins the rest of your body out of your head. So this is kind of like another gateway. So when you pump right here above your collarbone, feel for that, that little notch. It shouldn't be terribly uncomfortable. And pump, a second or two, let it go. A second or two, let it go. You'll start to drain. The next one is you take the flats of your hands, because your lymph goes down the side of your neck, and you pump, you pull it as if it's down to that, to those notches. You pull it down, and that will help drain it as well. The third one is the back of your head. So you take kind of your cupped hands, put it around your neck, feel for the back of your head, and pull down your cervical spine, and pull down that way. That will be working all of that lymph, pulling it down. The whole key is we want to get the blood and the congestion down. The last one is do the little, live long and prosper Spock ears. Put it on either side of your ears, in the middle, and pull down this way. Now, each time you do these pulls, you want to do it like 50 to 100 times. So it's more than you think you should. When you do the, hey Charlene, when you do the pumps, for the congestion on your, near your clavicle, do that about 50 to 100 times. When you do the coming down, 50 to 100, the ears, and coming down from the back of your neck, cupped hands. That will all help you with a ton of congestion. So, just a quick recap. 2 points here. You want to press in, hold it at least 3 minutes, and you can do little circles too. Here, here. Third one, remember, eyebrows up, feel for that tender point, okay? And then the fourth acupressure point, the webbing between your hands to pull everything down. And then the hot, cold foot bath. And then the self-lymph drainage, okay? So I know this one might be a little bit boring for people, this live stream, but everybody's starting to have problems with congestion, with their sinuses blowing up, and they're sick and tired of taking medication, which just makes them feel dry and icky and tired and miserable. So if you can course correct fast, if you can start to feel the congestion or notice you're going to have a problem and do these things, it will keep it from blowing up. It will keep it from becoming the big major problem that it always is, where you have to take all of these allergy medicines to stay sane. All right, so that's my tips for the day. Acupressure points for sinus congestion and head congestion. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Julie. I'm glad it was helpful. All right, like this, share this, love this, so as many people as possible can figure out how to help themselves without making their lives more miserable, or without relying on all sorts of crazy things that just make their lives spiral out of control in order to cope. Let's get these resources and this information out there. So like, share, love, comment on other people's stuff. I do read everything. I've just been behind on doing comments for everybody because my life has been a lot of fun lately, a lot of fun adventures, and so I haven't had a chance to catch up with my comments. But, so wherever you're seeing this, YouTube, email, whatever, Facebook, send a comment. I'd love to hear your love because it keeps me motivated. All right, so that's it for today. Today is Thursday, and so I will see you tomorrow, last day of the week. I hope you enjoy the beautiful weather. I certainly am, and I will talk to you later. Bye.